want to change up my outfit real quick.
I could put the glasses on or something.
Ooh, very astute. Welcome everybody to Real Men, Real Talk. This is your Monday motivation, and I'm here with Tilghman once again. Welcome, dude. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Chris? I'm doing good. How are you?
Very good. So last time we talked about pushing through and needing to be positive in honestly a place where there can be a lot of negativity. And so there'll be a little bit of similarity between this conversation and the last conversation. But on this one, Tilghman told some of his story about how he was entering into this space and how there's this perception that if you work with men's underwear that you got to be weird or something, which from the average guy's perspective, I kind of get it. But I was wondering, like, okay, you get into the space, you start working, it seems weird to some people. So how do you push through that? How was there like some reasoning that went into it and something in your mind got changed, or was it like pushing through it? So what were some challenges that you had to overcome there?
Well, to be quite honest with you, it was just like I looked at it like this. I've known Jared for quite some time. He's watched me grow up essentially because we went to church together for years and stuff
Mm.
like that. Um, and you know, I've always looked up to him as just because he's always been such a good person, a good person to look up to in life in general, and as a boss now. But I looked at how he'd started the company, and I looked at him like, okay, he doesn't care what people think, so why should I? You know, since I'm trying it out, why should I? You know, because like I said in the previous episodes, like when I went and trained, and he was showing me the live session, and he was doing it, I was like, man, I don't know how people do this without being like I said, getting all laughy and giggly or just being weirded
Mhm.
out by it, right? Um, and so I just kind of I looked at where I was at my life at that point in my life. Mind you, this was only like 5 months ago, but it feels like forever ago. But it was like I kind of weighed out the pros and cons, and I was like, well, I can stay here and just work up the corporate chain, or I can, you know, I can go sell men's underwear and try this out and see what it's like and stuff. And so I went and got my toes wet a little bit, and I started building confidence with it. And it kind of came down to the point of like, I don't care what people think, you know,
Mhm.
and like in my mind, I was like, I don't care what people think because this is me. Like after I tried it out and after I gave it a shot, and a lot of people were giving me really positive feedback about my work and stuff, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is really cool. And
Mhm.
you know, people laugh and they make jokes and like, oh yeah, you're selling underwear and whitey tighties and blah blah blah. And I'm like, it's not whitey tighties, it's
Mhm.
manties, you know, having the war back and forth. But
Mhm.
I guess the weirdness really started going away when um I heard I was listening to some normal YouTube morning motivational video and stuff, but a
Uh-huh.
quote that came out of there was like the guy was talking about how, you know, you only get one shot at life, so you might as well do something cool and not care what anybody else thinks is cool. He said, because
Mhm.
he's like, if you're trying to impress everybody your whole life, you're just going to dig yourself an early grave. But if you go do something that you
Mhm.
think is cool, your life is going to be a lot better. You're gonna enjoy it more thoroughly and more genuinely as well. And I kind of looked at it, I was like, you know what, this is pretty cool. Like seeing
Mhm.
how young of a company this is and seeing how much potential there is to continue to grow and how much we are continuing to grow right now. Um, it really took the weirdness out very quick. Like and yeah, there's those days where during the lives you might see a comment that just throws you for a loop and it makes things weird all over again.
Yeah, yeah.
But but at the end of the day, it's like it's not weird because one, I quit caring what people think. Two, I want to do something cool with my life, and I don't care if you think it's cool or not, you know. And
Mhm.
three, I just want to do. I want to be somewhere where I can continue to grow in all kinds of directions, not just up a corporate chain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And honestly, like I feel you there. So yeah, with me, for some reason, for better or for worse, I was dissatisfied with underwear and I was fascinated with why it didn't work. Like
Yeah,
from a very young age. Like when I bought my first pair of Calvin Kleins, I was like, wow, this is so much better than what I have. But then even those weren't comfortable for me.
yeah,
Um, And over the years, I had just found like, yeah, there's a lot of great products out there, but I wanted to find a company that had great products, but also marketed their stuff to where like literally the average Joe and Jane could find it and feel comfortable browsing on the website.
Hmm.
Um, that was where a lot of my passion came from. And I'll say like there's a bit of when I started working with Jared, there was a little bit of the weird factor. And like I got a very Christian conservative family. And just to be like, yeah, I'm going to work for an underwear company and just needing to handle that conversation.
Yep.
and and I'm surprised my family didn't like really care that much. And honestly, for me, I kind of landed with about the same thing of, you know what, I get one life. Also, I'm making very little money doing what I'm doing right now.
Hmm.
May as well try something and and just see if it works. Like, let's
Yes.
just take a risk. And honestly, that's where the gold is. That's where not money gold, but that's where like the
Hmm.
life worth living is you
Yes.
take a risk. So yeah, man, I really feel you there.
It comes down to how bad do you truly want the life that you talked about you want to live, you know?
Mhm.
Um, and like you said, it's cool. Finances are cool. Money's cool, whatever. It's a tool that a lot of people can use to better themselves and give themselves the life that they want to live.
Yeah.
Um, and so whether it's whether it's underwear, whether it's horse saddles, whether it's boots, whatever, I mean, whatever it is that somebody wants to try and sell. I mean, I look at Jared, 3 years ago, just starting up, and
Mhm.
here we are 3 years later. And my dad, he was even one of the I'm pretty sure they had a conversation one time, and I'm pretty sure my dad had said, "Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. You should go for it." He was talking to Jared,
Mm.
and he was like, "Yeah, that should be pretty cool." And then he told me the same thing. So it's kind of funny how he's kind of like my dad's kind of been along the path with us
Mm.
without knowing, because
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if my dad hadn't have said, "Hey, you should try." If he hadn't told me, "Hey, you should go talk to Jared or something." Who knows where I'd be right now? Maybe still
Mhm.
a store manager somewhere. But yeah, it's just it comes down to doing something cool. You only get one life, and no matter what it is, you just go for it. So,
Yeah.
because if it doesn't work out, you can always take a step back and restart and go another direction.
Mhm. So you reminded me of what I thought was so interesting is this whole like the pushing into the weird, pushing into the hard parts where you're like you're not sure if it's going to work out. Uh,
Mhm.
it's a fundamental truth in investing, like stock market investing, or even just regular company like private company investing. The ideas that grow really big don't start out that way. Like they don't start out like obviously so cool and awesome, and they're definitely something that everybody wants to get in on.
Right.
Um, like in the stock market, people like are blown away by people like Warren Buffett. And Me personally, I follow an investor called Joseph Carlson, and he the similarities between these guys is they're able to find companies that are, what do they say? They are unjustly cheap. Like they research the company and they're able to see the gold in the company, see that
Yep.
it adds a ton of value to the world, and they buy it when nobody else wants to.
Yep.
They put their money where their mouth is and say, "You know what? I think this is gonna be something big," or, "I think the low price on this stock is unjustified. I'm gonna buy it." And I've been following specifically Joseph Carlson for a while. He's really good at what he does, and he's taught me
Mhm.
how to find the gold in companies that a lot of the stock market thinks like, "Oh, this company's dead money. This company's going nowhere." And you of course line all that up with, good fundamentals, like just like you think about with Jared, like you're throwing your hat in the ring with Jared, like, well, he's a good guy. You have a long-term relationship with him through your dad and through your church.
Mhm.
Like all those kind of like fundamentals line up. And yeah, it's a crazy idea, but at some point you're like, wait a minute, I get it. Like I could see like this is a problem. This needs to be fixed. No, it might not work out the best, but I want in on this because I feel like this is where I can do some very good thing in the world.
Yeah, it's amazing to see. It's really cool to see how many people. It's like we talked about it in a few episodes ago. It's just like we're seeing so many people come together over this product already, and we're only 3 years old, and just seeing the growth and the people that are jumping in, forgetting about the weird and trying it out, and then realize, hey,
Mhm.
this is comfortable. Like it's really cool to see, and I like how you said, just going all in and going in regardless of the weird, like for example with Warren Buffett and people like that, just buying all in into something that, hey, a lot of people might think this is crazy, a lot of people think this might not work out, but it's kind of like that attitude. It's like, watch me, it's,
Yeah.
without being too cocky, but it's like, watch me, man. I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make something of this while I'm at it.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with you. So, gentlemen, there's a lot of weird things in life. There's a lot of things that people will tell you not to do, and hey, sometimes the people telling you not to do something is for a very good reason and you should listen to them. The hard part though is the time when you feel very strongly about something, you see how the world could be a better place if you move down this path. And those are the times when it's really good to stop, think, pray, talk to people who you really trust, who who are going to look past the weirdness or the objections and really ask a lot better questions than just the surface level. So I encourage you guys, get out there, exercise your weird, and let's make the world a better place. So we love you guys. You can reach us on all the other social media channels: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and you can check out our underwear down at the link below. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
And that's my family in the background in case if you heard screaming at any point during this podcast, it's because my son you did something. I don't know, or he didn't
It's
get enough
okay.
blueberries or something.
I've got a three-nager here at home. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, my son's the three-nager too. Oh my gosh.